Tampa Bay once again switches that point of attack. This is Van Gaesel.
Important sequence here for the Rowdies. Everyone getting a touch. Confidence starting to build.
There's Tomas. Tried to set it that time. Youngaberry did not read it right. And it will belong to the visitors.
Well, we talked about the veteran Van Gaesel from French Guiana. He's playing out of position tonight. He's going to have just a little bit of an adjustment compared to everyone else on the field. And he's just not on the same page with Arteaga there.
So now Damian Las. Crowd on hand here tonight. This Easter weekend in Tampa Bay.
And the weather is just scrumptious.
Any Easter egg hunting at the Davis household, or are eggs a little too expensive?
No, there will be eggs. There will be eggs. I will demand it. Remember the Cadbury eggs, Drew?
Oh, they were great.
With the cream in the middle. Yeah.
Still love them.
Yeah.
Tosh tried to clear it. A little pressure here from the Rowdies. So this is Manny Perez, two Perez's. And the Loose City starting 11. There's Manny, there's Adrian as well. Manny a defender, Adrian a forward. Nice touch, gets it on the front foot here. Aiden McFadden on loan from Atlanta United. This guy is talented. Ball with a bit of curl to it. Time and space to work now for Loose City. This ball crossed and ricocheted through everybody. And here comes Tampa Bay as Youngaberry leads the attack. Arteaga lost it in a crowd. A couple players go down, no call. No call.
And that's what Kevin Lambert can give you in the middle of the park. A little bit of aggression. That was a slight tackle. He won the ball back. Now Louisville have possession again. And they give away possession. But nonetheless, Kevin Lambert doing his job in keeping the possession going for Louisville in the center circle. And bringing a little bit of physical presence as well.
50th anniversary of Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer. You see the home kits. They are so sharp here in 2025. Rowdies looking to really find their magic for the first time. Just one win this season coming over Miami. Certainly want to add more to their resume here. Arteaga slides one through. Youngaberry on the attack. Arteaga, one-timer. Just over the crossbar.
What a chance. We talked about that ketchup bottle. When it starts to flow, it's not going to stop. Arteaga had time to put this ball in the last post and just get it wide. Youngaberry just tries to put it in the middle. Excellent stop by Tosh, but right into the Venezuelan's path. One touch, he had a clear view and just couldn't put it on target. That's the kind of things he snatched up last season, Drew, in those 17 goals. It's really starting to work on his psyche at this moment, and that's what happens with forwards when they don't score. But he has to realize he's doing a lot more than scoring and rest on those laurels.
So the Rowdies with their first legit chance off the foot of their top scorer from a year ago.
I would say it's the best chance out of both teams so far in the opening 15 minutes.
A little pressure now. Loose City harassing Campisi here, not allowing him to clear. And finally, the Rowdies will send it out of bounds. Grand Central Brewhouse, a family-friendly, pet-friendly, and community-friendly two-story brewery. It's a tap room also and beer garden located in the heart of the Grand Central District. Grand Central Brewery featuring traditional lagers and ales brewed in-house and served directly from European-style serving tanks. It's Grand Central Brewhouse. Loose City on their front foot.
Campisi had some horrors to begin the season with. And his Pacius' pace.
Pacius, he can be electric. 28 leading the attack. Arteaga now. Manuel Arteaga, he's taken down. And finally the official making a call. So the Rowdies now going to have it in a dangerous spot.
Well, we talked about U City's high line, and Pasias with his pace can make the most of it. They're going to make inroads right down the middle. That's confidence, Drew. That's taking responsibility. And then he passes it to Arteaga. Here, Arteaga could get it right back to Pasias. The hesitation, but wins the free kick right to the left of that D. And El Chamo has the ball in his hand.
You know, once Manuel gets a taste of what it's like to score goals again,
yeah,
you are right, they are going to be flowing. Is this his moment?
It's all between the ears at this point.
See the wall form now by Lou City. Forrest Lasso will stand right behind it.
He's not going to have to get it up and over that wall or go to Lasso's side with power.
Here it comes from Arteaga. Finds a spot on the ground. And the Rowdies will have a corner kick. Well, tremendous job by Damian Las, as that ball nearly found the back of the net.
Well, he wanted to see if Las would have been bluffing and cheated over to his right, Arteaga's left. So he went to Las's side, to Las's left. But Las stood his ground like an excellent goalkeeper, but he punched it right into the path of Adams. And that could have gone anywhere.
Well, Pasias nearly had the tap in right there. In front of the goal, he was on the doorstep. Another Colony Grill. Corner kick on the way. Far post. Arteaga gets a piece. Tampa Bay still with possession. Right side. Look out. McPherson. He has it knocked away.
I can't tell you how important that stop was by Adrian Perez. McPherson was dead red, picking out who he wanted on that cross, and Perez got his foot in, and now the Rowdies have a corner instead.
So McPherson now, the Scotland veteran, works outside there, 1v1. Trying to flick it by. McPherson, well done. Rowdies come up on it. Bassett tried to lay into it. Tampa Bay aggressive here in the first 20. Crowd loving the effort.
What a move by McPherson. We talk about taking responsibility, take a chance. Completely belted his marker, put the ball around him, ran around the other side, and created an opportunity.
Don't expect Louisville City to panic in situations like this. This is a franchise that has a plan. They are the most prepared, I think, team that we have ever seen in USL Championship.
True, let's get some insight here. They have played 9 out of the 10 conference finals. I mean, that is a bar that sets so high. Oof.
Official quickly running in that time on McPherson as he is nose to nose with Goodrum. So you see early on here.
Well, Drew, I can tell you what, that's England versus Scotland out there, and there's no love lost. Goodrum, the English boy, McPherson, the Scottish kid.
So the official Adequin establishing it. You see Steve Coleman having a little chat there with Stuart Dobson, his goalkeeping coach. Jan Ecker also very active, part of this coaching staff for the Rowdies. And you've got to believe they're helping Coleman every step of the way, who is trying to win the trust of this Rowdies squad. You see a good piece of officiating right there. Having a little talk with Kevin McPherson. I think communicating like that is key to a clean match.
Huge. I mean, it allows the players to adjust to what the referee wants rather than just being card happy.
Mankezio. Louisville struggling just a bit to clear. Ball's in their half. Lasso settling things down here for the Rowdies. Crisostomo. Tampa Bay trying to connect the dots on Tiaga. Their side. Crisostomo once more.
And you understand this, Lou City doesn't mind not having the ball. 4 out of the last 5 matches, the other team has outpossessed them, and they're undefeated. The last match against Loudoun United, they had 34% possession.
Tampa Bay now with Arteaga again. Oh, once again, look for Pasias. So more players trying to establish that chemistry. Lou City now will come near side with it. McFadden, great control that time. Cleared by the keeper, Las. Youngberry, little tap. Van Kazeel in motion. Thomas Van Kazeel again. Pasius struggling a bit to collect it. And it is out of bounds. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, play your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play today. Download right now.
And those were those tight touches that the coaching staff wants to fix for the Rowdies. Excellent ball by Van Kazeel into Pasius. Heavy touch in the last third of the field. It let Louisville off the hook. But I think those touches are going to improve, Drew. And thus we're going to see the Rowdies more dangerous in the attacking third than we've seen in the past as this season wears on.
Ball sent back to Las. Once again, Louisville City will work methodically. Complete trust in their plan and their attack.
Here comes that press from the Rowdies. Beautifully done.
Tampa Bay much more aggressive, Ryan, than they were 7 days ago in this stadium.
And the press pays off.
You have any concerns about the press, given this is the third game in 8 days, or just, hey, right now, you're feeling it, it's working?
I think at this point, the players sort of needed the reps, they needed the minutes, and it seems to be paying off. In fact, a lot of these players, at least 6 of these players, were on the field on Wednesday and on Saturday. And they seem very comfortable so far in this first half, Drew. Still early days.
See Aaron Guillen hustling to it. Ball played now, top of the box. Lou City trying to get a shot away. Castellanos there for the deflection. Not once, but twice.
Huge block by Castellanos. Again, protecting Campisi. That's desperation.
Right side now. Put this one up. Got a piece of it on the head. Still on the ground. Look out. And it's Lambert right there knocking on the door. Number 31. Several caps for the Jamaican men's national team. Ryan, he is as good as you can get in this league.
He knows when to go and he knows when to hold. This time he moves forward right into the 18-yard box, becomes a pest, wins the corner, and now he stays right up there for this corner kick, being a 6-foot-plus center midfielder. Talk about 6-footers. We have Adams in there as well, Ordonez, Tosh, Lambert.
Jansen Wilson, third corner already in this game. Lasso climbed the ladder to get a piece of that one. Tampa Bay trying to play it in. Officials will give it to Lou City there.
Well, a couple of years ago, against the Charleston Battery, the Tampa Bay Rowdies had one thought in mind. How do we get Forrest Lasso in a Rowdy shirt? It's because of that aerial domination that he constantly shows is why he's here in West Florida.
Another Colony Grill corner kick. Lasso again, he's all over the place here to start this game. So Forrest Lasso, we wondered after the injury, the ACL that he suffered a year ago, how much did he have left in his soccer career? And I think he has answered that. He is not nearly done. Still lots left in the tank. Taylor Davila now, left side, the in-swinger. Rowdies will have possession. Lasso went down that time. Force gets up a little bit slowly.
Drew, after 25 minutes, Rowdies 51% possession to 49 is pretty even. Shots on target 1-0. Rowdies. That was Arteaga. Excellent save by Las. And at this point, the Rowdies seem to be a lot more comfortable in possession. They're finding spaces out wide when Louisville press or try to counter press, and they're making the most of that space and getting into the attacking third a lot better than they did against Louth United 7 days ago.
Definitely looks like a more disciplined Rowdies team this week, and a team that's a little bit more prepared, and believe it or not, a little bit more rested, even though we know the mileage that has been put on these legs. Sometimes More games in a shorter span. Sometimes players thrive on it. They seem to like it. You never know.
Sometimes you just have to play through the kinks as a player.
Arteaga trying to play through some kinks. Pacius making the turn.
Wow, Sean Tosh was beaten dead red and just stuck a leg out. And I think being the most experienced player in USL history paid off. This ball played right into the path of Pacius. Look at this turn. And there's Sean Tosh using all that experience. You can see the right hand took Pacius to a dance.
So now Lucidi moving once again. Guillen gets a piece. Tampa Bay. Bassett trying to clear. 27th minute, still waiting for our first goal. Oh, nearly an own goal there is Van Kezia. What was he trying to do that time? Was he trying to head it to Campisi? Obviously that was his plan, but man, it was dangerous.
I think with the pace of the ball and the angle, I think he was trying to head it out for a corner kick, just so not to take any chances. But this time, it went straight to Campisi. And the Argentine is going to be asking some questions.
You think Nicholas is going to say at halftime, my man, please do not do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
Attacking once more. Guillen got to be careful. He was called for a penalty last week. Lucidi, good pace this time. And a lane developing there as it's sent out. Aiden McFadden, you saw there was a pathway there. And the shot could have been struck. Rowdies dodge a bullet.
Well, the left foot, right foot, doesn't matter with this guy. The 2021 MLS Super Draft player from Atlanta United. Now in Louisville, making himself at home. He's a Swiss Army knife for this team. What a talent.
So Campisi here in the 29th minute. Now he's hitting the reset button once again. Ball lost. Pacius will pick it up. Arteaga. Oh, running free was Nyongaberi. Couldn't get it to him. Just failed to turn around. McPherson. You saw Nyongaberi running free, Ryan, that time.
Yeah, you just hope Arteaga, again, he seems to be looking for the ball under his feet rather than looking for the pass or knowing where the next ball is supposed to go. Again, just playing out the kinks in number 9.
USL on CBS Sports Network continues in April. San Antonio FC takes on reigning USL Championship title holder Colorado Springs Switchbacks. That's April 23rd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. This is Nyongaberi as it knocks up against the goal. Rowdies continue to take their chances here in the first half.
Well, Adams, the captain, the New Zealander, is all over Sean Tosh, wanting some protection. Nyongaberi just getting a deflection, now a corner kick for the Rowdies. Forrest Lasso had a great sequence on the defensive end with some corners for the Rowdies. Can he get his head on this one, on the attacking end?
McPherson does the honors. And another Rowdies corner.
Well, Bassett the left footer, McPherson the righty.
See Ralph's mom just behind the goal, making their presence felt. Lambert will get a talking to, as will Arteaga. That crowd deserves a goal. Just the second game here at Al Lang Stadium in this young 2025 season. Kevin McPherson gives it a ride. Oh, coming up. And getting a piece of it that time. It was Castellanos. He had the right idea.
Used all of his power to get just a little bit of separation, but just couldn't glide the ball to that last post. Got the better of the Villa, and again just couldn't redirect it.
Tampa Bay again, shooting. Pacius. See the keeper Las come out, wondering where his defense was. Rowdies nearly had a gimme there.
Well, he's had 3 goals in 5 games, Pacius. You can't really blame him. But Coach Coleman was talking before this match, saying they've created chances, just that the Rowdies players have not been capitalizing. Can't really fault this man.
But again, it's the press leading to the opportunity. Right now it is working.
Absolutely. Modern day soccer is all about that counter press, harassing the defenders and midfielders, and then 2 passes, get a shot on goal.
Blue City back to work. McFadden and now Lambert. Lambert, nice ball this time. Just through the defense.
That was an absolute beauty by Lambert. One touch, turn, and just pings it to the far end of that 18-yard box.
Rowdies take a deep breath here. Every time Tampa Bay and Louisville face off, it seems like the stakes are high. Different type of matchup tonight, given this is so early in the season. But I think for the Rowdies' morale overall, with an interim head coach, I think a win, possibly even just 1 point, would go a long way, given the situation. You know, Rowdies have looked good so far.
You know, rivalries around the world, it doesn't matter what your record is. Once you play against each other, you're both going to raise your level of game. And the Rowdies so far in the opening 32 minutes have done just that. Pacius' pace.
Pacius now collecting far side. Rowdies very methodical here. Tampa Bay, once again, Pacius.
Love it.
On the receiving end that time. Bassett tried to get it to him.
He tried to draw a crowd, Bassett, and just reverse it to Pacius. Before, just was not on the same page. But you like that inventiveness, you like the adventure of Bassett.
Ali Bassett, the midfielder, came from the Canadian Premier League. Rowdies were so excited to get him signed up and ready to go.
Was a former player of the year in the Canadian League.
Yep.
He has that type of quality.
Guillen to track it down. And Aaron just tries to shield Blue City as the ball trickles out. Talked about the Rowdies' morale and where it's going. Hard to believe when you look at the body of work the last 17 games. Tampa Bay has lost 12 of those games. It's hard to believe because you look at last season, this was a playoff club, but they kind of hobbled into the postseason a year ago.
Yeah, I think the Storms didn't help. You had 2 in succession.
Sure.
Completely knocked them off their pedestal. You know, professional players in any sport, they like routine. And when that routine is completely disrupted, like what we had here with the Hurricanes in Florida, well, that did exactly the trick. They knocked them off their routine, and it completely affected their play on the field.
So here in the 36th minute, Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. Thrilled to have you along for this ride on the Golazo Network and also on Tampa Bay's 44, our local sports carrier, here for 2025. Tampa Bay Rowdies Soccer is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Tampa Bay's accident attorneys. Another season of Tampa Bay Rowdies Soccer. If you missed it last week, good chance to catch up here tonight. 2 of the best brand names in USL Championship going at it. Tampa Bay and Louisville City. Lambert. Not much room to work with in the corner, but this guy can pull anything off. Oof. Oh, nearly had some blistering pace on that. Aiden McFadden again laying into one. This is the guy on loan from Atlanta United.
Well, I tell you what, that was actually a pretty good look on his right foot. Top of the D. Had some daylight, but for the second time in succession, just couldn't get the ball on target.
See the Rowdies reserves getting loose on that far side. Did not see a Rowdies substitute until late last week. I think that may change here this week, given the workload that these players have taken on. Tampa Bay now with Nyongaberi. He goes down.
Superbly done by Davila. Just enough body on Nyongaberi to throw him off balance. Again, Nyongaberi's control not as tight as you want. Showed the ball to Davila. And the box-to-box midfielder gobbled it right up.
Arturo Ordonez, the Spaniard. Fixture in the back for Lou City. Lasso heads it down. Crisostomo calmly tapping it back, and the Rowdies start all over once again.
Have to say Crisostomo and McPherson in this first half have managed the game in the center circle. They kept ticking the ball to the sides, keep moving the ball, and they've gotten back defensively to plug up the holes and help out Forrest Lasso and Castellanos in this opening 40 minutes.
That Crisostomo looks like a cool customer right now, right in the middle of that storm. As Nyongaberi quickly hops back up, Tampa Bay goes to work. This is Bassett. Bassett trying to get Arteaga. Manuel Arteaga with that cross. One-timer! Oh, just outside the post. What a look by McPherson. He nearly buried it.
Well, we talk so highly about Ordonez, former defender of the year, but he nodded this ball into complete danger right on top of the 18-yard box. And guess who comes screaming in? Crisostomo. Look at this by Ordonez. Here you go. That is very dangerous, and Lass was almost the one to pay for it, and he immediately went to his centre-back asking the question. That header has to go out to the sides, not on top of the goal.
Couple golden chances for the Rowdies in this half. And Casil. And now McPherson. I think the good word for the Rowdies in this half would be efficient.
Yeah, and I think the game plan has worked well. Louisville, they were always going to come in here and press out the Rowdies high, try to make mistakes, and try to capitalize on those mistakes. What the Rowdies have done, they've spread the field, isolated everyone, and used each side, the left side, the right side, kept rotating it, and kept this Louisville team moving left to right. And they can never really settle on a press. They never actually got comfortable so far in the 40th minute.
Tampa Bay now retreating. This is McFadden. And Casil trying to stay with him. Oh, nicely done. Campisi got a fingertip on it. Ball not cleared though. Thierry Guillen staying with it. Bassett also another one right into the gut of Campisi. And Nicholas makes another save for the Rowdies.
Well, the Argentine had to be on his P's and Q's. McFadden, two poor shots with his right, had an excellent shot with his left. That's how good McFadden is. Then falling to Davila on his left foot. And this time straight to the Argentine, Campisi. Tell you what, that came through a crowd, Drew.
Roll it dead once more. And official Adequin says it belongs to Louisville. Busy halftime coming at you. A special story put together by the USL Director of Multimedia. As now it's Arteaga 1v1, little chip shot. Oh, just over the crossbar. What does he have to do to get that first goal?
Arteaga had Lass at his mercy and decided to go for the chip. But I tell you what, Louisville too lax to the back, and he just tries to go for the dink. Crossbar to the rescue, but the center backs by Louisville are completely disjointed at this point. Arteaga just couldn't make them pay. And every time a miss like that comes, he just goes deep into the hole, Drew. It's one of those, Drew, where you have too much time to think about it. He needs one of those where he just reacts. But I tell you what, that was a golden opportunity, and that's two of them now for the Rowdies, both falling to Arteaga.
We saw a similar drought. Remember Sebastian Guenzati back when he was in his best form, as we'll have our first yellow card of the game, and it is dealt here to Bassett. Back to Guenzati, though, when he was a Rowdy and playing at his very best, he did have that one slump where he just could not get it right in his head. He was thinking about it a lot, and sometimes that happens to the best of goal scorers, and right now Arteaga's failed it.
It's part of the game as a center forward. But the only thing you can do is keep shooting, keep running off the ball, keep asking for the ball, keep wanting the ball. And it seems that Arteaga is doing that. He wants the ball, he wants the responsibility.
As I was saying, though, at halftime, great story coming up about the Rowdies' return home. We want you to definitely enjoy that at the half. Do not go anywhere. Halftime, and a busy one coming up in just a few minutes. McFadden can't get to it.
I tell you what, Louisville, I think they caught everyone by surprise except Arteaga with that errant ball across the back line. And we talked about the little things that Arteaga does, consistently pestering, consistently defending up high, pressing. And he picked the pockets, just couldn't finish it. Couldn't cash in the check throw.
So now it's Campisi. 44th minute here. Interesting to see how much extra time we have, and not had many stoppages in this game thus far. See Guillen there deliver a shot that time to Goodrum. Now to throw it in, right in front of Coach Coleman.
Beautifully done. Look at this.
Bassett now with some pace. Van Kessel comes up to it. Spreads it wide. Youngberry. Two defenders on it. Great job by Pacific to keep it.
Just looking at the way the Rowdies played out of that traffic, starting to get more and more comfortable in tight spaces, Drew. Something that was the thorn in their side in the opening 5 matches. The touch on the ball was always a little bit long. The decision making just was a little bit too hesitant. And now the wheels seem to be turning in the middle of the park, which is resulting in opportunities in the last third.
Lasso. Guillen on his plate. Arteaga spreads it wide. Here it comes. Cross. Youngberry. It's a head on it. Lass will take care of it for Lou City. And that brings us to the end of the half. So no extra time and a pretty clean first half of action here at Al Lang Stadium. I would say altogether the Rowdies outplayed Louisville, but just one half is done. This Lou City team, they are lethal, and it's going to take all hands on deck to get a victory here tonight. How about Bassett coming up big early in this game? He has really proven that he can flat out play. Last week looked a little bit shaky at times. Some of the newer Rowdies, he and McPherson especially, guys that Tampa Bay really needs to settle in. and play better for this Rowdies team to have success. Campese also passed his test in the goal. The big story, I think, is Manuel Arteaga. A couple good looks at it, just could not tuck one away. And Arteaga, a guy that really is going to be needed as we continue on in this season. Big season in 2024 for Manuel. Arteaga, once he gets going, Tampa Bay will look a lot more like themselves moving forward. So joining us now is Rowdies interim head coach Steve Coleman. Coach, your assessment after 45 minutes.
Yeah, look, I think we've been good value so far. We've probably created the lion's share of the chances, and we've defended with a lot of courage and a lot of front foot mentality.
Coach, Manuel Arteaga missed a couple of chances, but boy, does he look sprightly. He looks adventurous. He wants the responsibility. Your thoughts with the two guys up top?
Yeah, look, he's first of all, he's smiling and he's enjoying himself, which is a real bonus for us with Manu. Looking short of goals, he's taking his chances inside the box. If he is short of confidence, then you don't chip the goalkeeper from a few yards out and try and finish that one. He would have hit it straight at the goalkeeper. So, look, he keeps getting the chances. He'll put them in the goal sooner rather than later. So, really happy with the front two. Their energy without the ball to lead the press. They've been fantastic so far.
Coach, well done by the lads in the first half. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you, chaps. Talk to you later.
That's Steve Coleman, the Rowdies interim head coach. Scoreless at the half, 0-0. Rowdies and Louisville City. Stay tuned. We got a busy halftime show coming your way next.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better with our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better with our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
A beautiful night for the beautiful game. Not a bad seat inside the stadium or outside the stadium. That's across the street at the Hilton Hotel. Rowdies and Lou City still looking for their first goal. Great to have you with us, everybody. I'm Drew Felios. Well, even though last week did not go the Rowdies' way on the field against Loudoun United, it was still a night to remember for everybody involved for this Tampa Bay Rowdies club. For much more on that, here is the USL's multimedia director, Dan Lucas.
Level and what took place last fall. But it's also a reminder of what's outside, a community that means something to everyone.
It was for me that the water was all the way there, so it wasn't easy, but I'm happy that all the fans came here.
Thank you so much.
To get back here and kind of remember the joy that this brings to everybody, it's motivating.
So a phenomenal job by all the Rowdies staff, players, coaches, and everybody involved making that happen last week. Great job also by Dan Lucas, now part of the USL multimedia staff. Scoreless at the half, Tampa Bay and Louisville. We've got news and notes, standings, and so much more coming up next.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach and it was totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Bringing you inside the USL Championship and League One. Diving into all the biggest stories and top headlines. This is USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Whoa, what a hit for San Antonio! It's in! Tahoma, Colorado Springs!
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better with our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
The second longest tenured coach in the league, Tommy Sohn, is out in Birmingham. Robbie Nielsen, surprisingly, out in Tampa Bay.
Eric Avila named the interim for the Birmingham Legion. Gets a win on the weekend, but what does the identity of this team look like? Tampa Bay Rowdies, simple, results-driven business. 4 wins in their last 20 matches in all competitions. And how about some cup sets? Open Club glory awaits.
Time now for the USL Team of the Week for week number 6. Look right in the middle of that group. Ronaldo Damas, one of my favorite players in the league, now suiting up for Birmingham Legion. Aaron Malloy, also of Charleston, doing a phenomenal job. Jay Chapman, Kalen Wright as well. The Coach of the Week, Gaston Madoni, out of Miami FC. An outstanding job. Look at our news and notes. Starting with the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, 12 USL Championship clubs advancing to the round of 32, 7 to host MLS side. Tampa Bay Rowdies, one of those. Buffalo Pro Soccer, USL Buffalo announcing the club's new 7,400 capacity stadium, already receiving 1,000 ticket deposits, so they're off to a fast start. And the first round of the expanded USL Jägermeister Cup kicking off next weekend on ESPN+. Let's take a look at the standings now. And this table continues to get more interesting. Loudoun United right now at the top. Detroit City second. Louisville City is third, followed by Charleston, North Carolina, Pittsburgh, Indy, and Birmingham in that top 8. The Rowdies trying to inch up. They fell a spot from a week ago. Tampa Bay trying desperately to get 3 points tonight. Hartford and Miami at the bottom of the table. Fans having a blast tonight at Al Lang Stadium. The Rowdies hope to deliver a victory. Off to a good start thus far. Tampa Bay and Louisville. First half stats, and we'll get you ready for the second half after this.
Pick 2.
Pick 3.
Pick 4. Pick 5.
This happen a lot?
Only during pick games drawings. So, twice a day, every day.
And every game gives back to education.
Okay.
The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
You want to do it with me?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll marry you.
Ross and Rachel, this is war.
Can we just close the door?
They're ready for a fling.
Hands off me.
It's a big surprise. Frisky friends that like to share.
How you doing?
Let me show you my underwear.
Hook up with Friends 5 nights a week. Catch a full hour of Friends weeknights at 7 on Tampa Bay 44.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
Welcome back, everybody. The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Second half about to get underway. Both teams still looking for their first score of the night. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis here. Tampa Bay with the advantage after the first half. A few more chances for the Rowdies. Controlled the tempo as well, but Louisville City, team that can erupt at any time. So the second half is underway.
Well, we always call the second half the coach's half. Let's see what Danny Cruz had to say after the Rowdies had 2 golden opportunities with Arteaga. And the centre back and back line for the Louisville team looked very ordinary at times with the ball at their feet.
Rowdies have looked exceptionally organized as Nyamgabiri is held up and a yellow card dealt, and I believe that one for Lambert here to start half number 2.
And that's tough because his job in holding midfield is to harass, is to tackle, and in this instance grab and pull.
So this is going to be Cammy McPherson. McPherson and Arteaga both with golden chances in that first 45. And now a player for Lou City is down. McPherson wondering what the call was. Looked like he went down himself that time.
Yeah, as Lambert was penalized for the hands on a person's back. I think the same thing happened with the Rowdies as the ball was in the air. Just too much pulling and tugging. I mean, Adams looks like a Viking that just came down from Norway, but he's from New Zealand. He's a southerner.
He certainly does. Played for the San Diego Loyal. A couple teams coming from San Diego before that franchise folded. Adrian Perez is another.
Also from San Diego Loyal, Nick Moon, Blake Bodley.
Sure.
That's a talented bunch.
Rowdies have got a couple themselves. Remember when San Diego actually came in here, got a victory not too long ago.
Yep, that's right.
It's probably their crowning victory on the road in their franchise.
Former Landon Donovan run team.
Yep.
Venka Ezil seemed to have worked out the kinks after the first 20 minutes of uncertainty at right back. He seemed to have settled in and found his place and found his rhythm.
Yeah, you made that point before the match. His position and how he adjusted to the pressure was going to be a huge element in this match. McPherson trying to collect. Official right there to make the call. Rowdies will have it. Bassett on top of it as well. A little bit gimpy right now, number 8. We'll keep an eye on that.
Well, McPherson switching sides.
Put back in place, Castellanos. He's got Lasso with him. Oh! Not enough on it, though, to squeeze it inside the pipes. It looked like we're going to have a handball there, as Pacios had it graze his wrist.
And you know, if it happens once in a while, not a big deal, but this is like the third occasion with this centre-back crew of Louisville where there's another hiccup. Goalkeeper and his centre-backs not on the same page.
Ball sent forward this time. So excited to be on the Colosso Network tonight. Ryan, you spent so much time watching it. Great to be featured with Rowdies Soccer here tonight. And of course, our partners at Tampa Bay's 44, bringing you Rowdies Soccer throughout the entire season. Tremendous crew we have got. We are spoiled week to week.
That's right. If a goal scores tonight, I will say golazo in a very long pitch.
Castellanos gives it a ride. Deflected by Arteaga. You know, he is hungry to make something happen.
Adams recovers well. Arteaga wasn't playing for the spin as it came back. Adams just bodied him off and got back possession.
Now it's Castellanos. Took a hand to the back. No harm done. We'll play on here.
I think Goodrum was a little frustrated seeing that Castellanos went down way too easily to win that free kick.
Nicely done by the Rowdies. Numbers now. Bassett is there. Shot taken. As Pacios had it just a little bit left.
The benefits of having two strikers next to each other centrally, played into Pacios' feet. He goes back and then he gets it back again. Fantastic sequence by the Rowdies. Played into the forward's feet from the defender. He plays it back to Bassett in the midfield, then back to Pacios. Fantastic target man, hold up play by Pacios. Seems to have the full package.
Official roars in that time. Castellanos going to get booked here. And some words follow by McFadden.
Well, in the opening 5 minutes, understand fatigue is setting in for both sides. Tackles are becoming a little bit more clumsier. We've seen 2 yellow cards already in the opening 6 minutes. Understand both teams played on Wednesday. Louisville taking care of Loudon 2-1. Rowdies against Naples in the US Open Cup. And Castellanos just completely takes out McFadden. Wrong sport. Looks like a Drew Felios tackler on a Sunday.
Not quite as physical as that, but close. Taylor Davila now, the midfielder. 8 goals a year ago, just 1 this year. How about this wall for the Rowdies? Definitely a different look. Pacios and Bassett up front. Lasso again, right in the middle. Tampa Bay will clear it. Arteaga on top of it. Oh, just got the hand up that time. not much there. Crowd certainly going to be unhappy. Referee Adequin thought it was a takedown.
Yeah, thought Arteaga uses a little bit too much hands here. He gets his head, and then look at the right hand to pull the defender away. As soon as the referee sees that right hand extended, it was Manny Perez. He was manhandled.
So now Lou City tries to put it in motion, and they'll lose it this time. Rowdies will have it on a goal kick. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Live matches and expert analysis every day on the Galazzo Network and also ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings.
Well, so many people looking at this matchup, despite the Rowdies' lack of form. This is one of the biggest rivalries in USL. That's why we're on CBS Golazo. 10 shots to 9 so far by Louisville. They have a slight lead. The only big chance fell to Arteaga with that 1v1. Didn't convert. Possession just in the Rowdies' favor, 53%. And this game has lived up to the hype. Quality soccer in midfield. Both teams carving out chances.
I know we raised our eyebrows a bit when we saw the Rowdies narrowly squeak by FC Naples. But maybe they were saving just a little bit of something for tonight, perhaps.
Yeah, sometimes you have one eye on the big league game on the weekend, and you kind of take one eye off of the cup game during the week. Tell you what, there was a young Fernandez playing for Naples. Leo Fernandez's younger brother. And Leo Fernandez admitted he tried to get his younger brother a yellow card. Nothing like some brotherly love.
Arteaga goes down. Rowdies will have it just across that midfield line. Johnny McPherson, the former St. Johnstone product. Flipped up Arteaga. Send it back. Lambert gets a toe on it. And here's McFadden again. McFadden very active in this game. That is vintage Blue City soccer right there. Castellanos going to have to get to it. No, instead, kind of overran it that time. And still, Blue City making it difficult to clear.
Serious hesitation for Castellano to use his left foot to bring the ball back to Lasso. And Campisi instead decides to go back on his right. Almost got pickpocketed. And that would have been a disaster for the Rowdies, but eventually turned out for the big centre-back.
Airborne by Campisi, and now pass it, surrounded, 3 defenders, somehow able to keep it. Crisostomo, cool as a cucumber tonight.
Again, the Rowdies look a lot more sure of themselves in that tight space than they've done in the previous 5 matches.
Castellanos. Bencasio tosses it in. Passius. Center of attention tonight for Tampa Bay. Nyongabiri fighting for possession. Pacific Nyongabiri couldn't keep it.
Nyongabiri's ability is so good out on the wings where he has room. When he comes in the middle of the park through and there's a lot of traffic, doesn't have that skill set.
Here's Bassett. Takes the shot. Oh, it's got a chance. And it's in. What a shot. The Rowdies are on the board, courtesy of Ali Bassett with a surreal strike from distance.
Good things happen when you shoot. And Bassett didn't ask any questions. As soon as he got some daylight, he put his laces on it. A huge deflection. No chance for Lass. But the ghost of Matthew Cox was around, and that was swirled. And Lass was in trouble as soon as the deflection came. Huge deflection coming off of Ordonez, and Lass was in nowhere to be found. An awkward loop. And the Rowdies find themselves up 1-0.
So it does go off the thigh of Arturo Ordonez, but it kept its same trajectory, and you can see the keeper, Lass, just did not know what to do.
Drew. Golazo!
Let you do the honors on that.
Thank you.
How about Bassett, his first goal as a Tampa Bay Rowdies, straight from the Canadian Premier League. And Tampa Bay fans are loving it right now at Outline.
He had 26 goals and 10 assists in 3 seasons, coming from midfield in the Canadian Premiership. So you understand, Bassett has a nose for goal. Sort of playing out of position. He's playing wide left in a 4-4-2, but he'd much rather be in the middle of the park, playing just behind the strikers. No matter what, though, he hit that ball sweetly.
Coming right back, Blue City. Trying to answer here. Ball gets across that end line, though, and that ball went to orbit off the foot of Bassett, faster than Katy Perry went to space.
That's pretty quick. Tell you what, Drew, if it's one game that can turn your season around, it's a game like this against your biggest rival. 60 minutes, if you're up a goal to nil in your home ground, crowd at your back. It was not the prettiest of goals, but it's this type of goal that gets the Rowdies off of their feet, on their feet rather, get some confidence flowing throughout this team. However it goes in, it doesn't matter.
So Nyanga now, oh, look at this. Tampa Bay all of a sudden feeling really good about themselves. Lass comes over to snatch it out of the air.
I'll tell you what, Vinka Yazid has been doing a good job defensively, but boy, did he look awkward at right back with room. Picked out no one other than Lass in that chip in the box.
So Rowdies with a 1-goal lead. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint. Hooters, starting right here in the Tampa Bay area. Been around since 1984.
You know your way around the Hooters, Drew.
That's certainly the one on Gulf to Bay, the original, from way back in the day. Tiaga launches it now, Tampa Bay. A little pep in their step. The Rowdies have the lead here at home. Nyanga trying to catch up to it.
Nyanga has to be more decisive when he has possession in the middle of the park. He cannot afford to have long, far touches and then just be dispossessed. Now the Rowdies on the back foot.
Tampa Bay.
Beautifully done.
One-timer on the way. And there you see, again, Van Kayasiel getting in the way and redirecting that miss. We're so excited you're here with us tonight. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Our usual Tampa Bay Rowdies crew behind the scenes and behind the cameras, bringing you the sights and sounds. This has been a good one since the start. Quality soccer. Rowdies somewhat dictating the tempo as we get set for another Colony Grill corner kick.
Now this is where Louisville, who've never found the rhythm so far in the opening 10-20 minutes of the second half, can get one back on set pieces.
Jansen Wilson, this one's got some curl. Campisi comes out, fists it out, but it is still in play. Bassett is right there, and I just have a feeling, Ryan, you watch Bassett right now play, crowd is going to continue to fall in love with this youngster.
He's so shifty and he's so adventurous, Drew. He doesn't mind taking responsibility, taking players on, having shots from outside of the box.
And he's got the beautiful red hair. City. Well, look out. Tampa Bay scrambling towards it. Put on! Just not on frame that time. Perfect connection was made. Lasso was right there.
Looks like it would have been offside. Forrest Lasso immediately looked at the sidelines, and the assistant referee had their flag up. But I tell you what, Gleedle, you want to put those away, whether you're onside or offside. Talk about on a platter. Shrimp, chicken, and steak.
So Sam Gleedle had a goal against Loudoun earlier this week. As Campisi will send it into the night here. 64th minute. Crisostomo. And now Pacios. Pacios on the attack. Little flick this time. Bassett, another chance. And looked like a little push in the back that time.
Well, Pacios just tried to dink it to the far side. Looked like Bassett extended his arms, and that's how he got the room against Manny Perez rather. Here's Pacios' delivery. Seeing, maybe he saw the redhead. I tell you what, Drew, I didn't see much of a push there at all.
Man, oh man.
Louisville breathe again.
Pacios knocks it down. Couldn't possess though. Davila came up and collected for Lou City. Key defensive sequence here for Tampa Bay. You know you're going to get Lou City's best stuff here in this next 10 minutes. Sent out, top of the box. Rowdy's able to recover it.
That's a yellow card. That is a yellow card. And I tell you what, Adams in New Zealand he's not even going to look back. But we talked about the Rowdies' pace. Yes, we talked about Pacios individually, but Nyanga Berry and company, once they have some room to run, the larger figures of Adams, Ordonez, and Tosh are going to have a hard time catching up with that type of pace.
So Adams booked here. And now Castellanos and Tampa Bay will gather themselves. Keep in mind, Rowdy's still yet to go to their bench. You have to think perhaps Leo Fernandez will be the first Rowdy called upon as a substitute. We're going to find out here shortly.
You may have to change the formation for that reason, or else you're going to put Leo Fernandez wide left, where there's a lot of running, and Bassett has completely blossomed in that position today.
McPherson, Pacios. Look out, Nyanga Berry trying to get to it. Louisville defense getting in place. Shot taken right through the wall. There's Van Kizil giving it a ride.
Well, it was on his weaker left foot and straight to Lass. Overpass ball by Pacios. Nyanga Berry retrieves. Excellent vision. He put it on frame, and that's about it.
We are invited to turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk. So much going on there at Sirius XM FC 157. USL All Access every Tuesday night. Live matches from the MLS, the USL, Premier League, and much more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
Well, I tell you what, Louisville, for the better part of 5 or 6 years, had a left back or right back by a man by the name of Jimenez. He was the 8th wonder of the world. He had a left foot and a right foot. And now they seem to replace him with McFadden, who has the same ability to strike the ball with both feet. And now he's won them yet another corner.
Jansen Wilson once again. Oh, another tough ball. Campisi's got to fall forward as that Colony Grove corner kick nearly wound up in the back of the Rowdies net. There have been some legendary players taking the field in purple. This guy could be a future one in Jansen Wilson. You see Campisi making the stop at Ryan Chantosh. We've seen him tonight. Cameron Lancaster, so many great goals to his credit. Brian Ownby as well. They have certainly had their players in their moments.
True, that town that ownership, the expectation, the recruiting every year. Kevon Lambert just swapped up, now starting in midfield for Louisville. That's just one example. It's amazing how many players want to play there because their front office and their coaching staff are in sync, and they do it every year after year in the USL.
Matt Fondy, Kyle Morton, the list is endless. Rowdies now, look at the defense, kind of swarm that time, and see a whistle right there. And Lou City will get a bailout. So Fernandez is off the bench for the Rowdies, and it looks like he is getting set to enter. We talked to interim head coach Steve Coleman earlier this week, kind of joked about how perhaps he maybe waited just a little bit too long last week to get some of the reserves involved, and he basically assured us that would not happen again. As Lou City is able to come on and bury one to level this game here in the 69th minute.
Something out of nothing. This man, Davila, had only 1 goal so far this season. Last season, 8 goals in 37 appearances. Just played to the top of the box. Excellent layoff by Gliedel. Comes in on that left foot and between the legs of Forrest Lasso, who never really closed him down, Drew. And no chance for Campisi. Fantastically taken by Davila. Excellent technique. A grounder, the old daisy cutter when Drew's mom will yell at him, clearing out those flowers. And guess what? That is pedigree. Louisville are back in the game.
So Taylor Davila with the strike.
Drew. Golazo!
I know you've always wanted to do that. You get your opportunity tonight.
They've wound me up.
So go by Bassett, and the answer by Davila. Level at 1 here in the 70th. Arteaga. Ongabiri runs up against the wall. Now it's McPherson trying to squeeze one in. Passius trying to turn around. Bassett again coming up on it. Passius in traffic, navigating. There's too many purple jerseys.
Great job by Louisville. They stayed disciplined, they stayed compact. And now Aaron Guillen is going to use all of his experience to put himself in between the ball and Manny Perez. Manny Perez has the wheels. Aaron Guillen was having a hard time keeping up, but he put his body in between and won the free kick.
Here comes Leo Fernandez. The crowd always loves to see the Rowdies' all-time leader in appearances and assists enter. And it looks like it's going to be Manuel Arteaga coming off. You know he wants to be on the field to try and give the Rowdies the lead here late, but he's not going to get the opportunity.
Completely different type of player. Leo Fernandez, a creator. Arteaga, a finisher. But at this time of his career, Leo Fernandez cannot go outside and play wide left or play wide right. It's too much work, too much ground to cover. Now he's going to play up top and lay off balls and create for Passias.
So let's see how that affects the Rowdies' attack.
It's going to go into a 4-1-1, 4-4-1-1, with Leo Fernandez playing behind Passias as he goes towards the corner flag.
Leo the target here. Ball skates just past him. Keep in mind the other players available for the Rowdies tonight. We've got Nate Worth, Endri Mustali, a player that is often talked about as a guy who is just waiting to explode. He's one of the youngsters that we haven't seen a lot of, but he was impressive at Naples in that PK session. Joseph Skinner, another, Mateus de Jesus, and the newly signed A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez.
In this formation of the 4-4-2, I'm looking at the bench, and someone like Mustali would have to come in for Passias, who's in such great form. But you may see that in the last 8 or 9 minutes of the match. In regards to Nate Worth, you'll have to ask Bassett to come out, or you'll have to ask McPherson to come out. And I think both of them have had great games so far. That'll be a lot to ask.
Calmly put in place by Manny Perez. Not many stoppages in this game. Just two sides giving each other their best shot. Exactly what we thought we'd see. Great respect amongst all these players on the pitch tonight. So McPherson taps it. Perez picks it up. And now Louisville controls. Pretty good flow right now by the visitors. Call right there on Danny Crisostomo.
Well, De Villa scoring the goal, now winning the free kick for Louisville. He's such a presence in midfield. He just does all the little things. Good control, covers a lot of ground, great industry, and excellent technique with the shot. Uh-oh.
Look out. Perez. Aaron Guillen gets there. I'll tell you what, Aaron Guillen has been very fleet of foot tonight. Struggled a little bit in that FC Naples game, but I'll tell you what, just like the sport of wrestling, he always seems to get the angle and the position. I think he's a master at that. We've seen that often here tonight.
He really is. We saw him against Manny Perez a little while ago. He was always going to lose that race, but he used the angle to his advantage.
Ball is centered. Look out. Trouble once again. And it's in. Louisville has gone on top 2-1. Lethal combination up front. And eventually putting it through was Sam Gleadle.
Well, the man from England, the Swiss Army knife, playing centre forward this year, scored a goal against Loudoun United early on in the week, gets the nod again, and gets another goal here in succession. Coming in for Goodrum, didn't start the match, always hard. But the Rowdies again never ever took care of this cross. It beat everyone. Headed back across the goal, nobody picks up the marker, and Forrest Lasso is on the goal line.
So the Orlando Health Bayfront replay says it all. Looked very similar to the near goal at FC Naples on Wednesday, except you can't rely on that Lasso to be there and bail you out every time. He just couldn't there.
Yeah. Kuhlman looks to his bench again.
So the Rowdies put on the spot here. They were leading by a goal. High morale just minutes ago. Now the script has been flipped.
Full credit to Louisville. Oh.
Here they come once more. Oh, that ball skeets through. Easy. Couldn't put a stop to it.
But what a plus to have a player like McFadden, who just thread that ball for Serrano, who then put it across the goal. There's McFadden on the far end asking for it now.
Credit Blue City, they did not panic. Just very calmly started to connect. Oh, Campisi, a dandy there.
Again, Gleadle on the end of it, wide open on top of the 18-yard box. Not many white shirts around him by the time the ball gets to him. Good save by Campisi, I tell you what. That was a fantastic reactionary save. But like you said, Drew, they never panicked, even down a goal in Al Lang Stadium. Haven't won here since 2018.
Rowdies will get it back here. It's been a while since Tampa Bay has had a good solid possession where everybody touched it. So many of those vintage possessions the Rowdies have had against Lou City in the past. Passius held again. This is going to be another card. So Jansen Wilson, the guilty party this time.
Well, we've seen this on a number of occasions. Louisville with that high line, beaten for pace. Like we said at the beginning, one of the keys to the match, Passius' pace, unsettling. And Wilson has to grab, and that's always going to be a yellow.
See Ray Serrano there, the player we talked about in the open. Been a little quiet here tonight. Good to see him finally on the pitch.
Yep, he came in for Adrian Perez on that far left-hand side. And he can not only score goals, 3 so far in 5 matches, but Serrano can create with the best of them. Now, you said, Drew, Rowdies never had any momentum or rhythm in the last 10 minutes or so. It's on set pieces like this that players like Forrest Lasso can step up and turn the game around.
Cammy McPherson, the St. Johnstone product. The old Scotland veteran to tee this one up. Third match in 8 days for the Rowdies. Starting to show some cracks. Trying to salvage this one. Down a goal. Here's Lasso. Floats one in the box. A couple touches that time. And the Rowdies will have a corner once again.
Heads up play by Lasso. There was a lot of traffic in front of him. Instead of just banging it in, just tries to loft it to that last post where Leo Fernandez was hovering.
Bassett puts it on the plate of Fernandez. Leo will throw it in. Chrysostamo can't control it. The Rowdies will hustle back here, and we've got more players coming in for Tampa Bay. So the Rowdies will have a line change here as Nate Worth gets ready to go. Also, Endry Mustali, the Italian that we have talked so much about, making his presence with this Rowdies franchise. And also number 26, Joey Skinner, the former Clemson Tiger, set to enter for Lou City. Amadou Dia, the Frenchman, will come on.
Dia's quality. Nate Worth, very much a shifty, attacking type midfielder, coming in for Chrysostamo. And Skinner, who's usually plays left back, will play to the left of Lasso. Aaron Guillen coming off again, like he did on Wednesday. Just want to let everyone know, Dia, he scored in the 97th minute against Sacramento last week. It is the latest a Louisville player has ever scored in a match, the 97th minute, to earn a draw against Neil Collins in Sacramento a week ago. They just wouldn't go down, Drew. Louisville, they just know how to come back. They're never out of the game.
Never.
It's that mentality that some organizations have. Oof.
Bassa lets this one get away, outsized by Taylor Davila.
Against Davila again, just outsmarting Bassett, getting out of traffic.
Size certainly matters in this great sport of soccer, doesn't it?
I don't know, Drew. Leo Messi might take exception to that.
I think when you're undersized and inexperienced, it also is a huge factor.
Yes, sir.
Youngberry fighting out of the corner here. And the Rowdies will have it as the ball is blown dead. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. You can get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. That is SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Campisi has conceded twice here. Rowdies with some wholesale substitutions late in this game. Will they pay off? Heard about this big youngster, Mustali. Would love to see him really kind of etch his place with this Tampa Bay Rowdies side and have that magical moment. We saw him, what he did on the PK the other night against FC Naples. Would love to see one in the run of play as well.
The old Panenka penalty. But to have the confidence to do that is a great trait of a striker. And you, as a coach, you always want competition in every area of the field. If Mustali can come in, shine, and put pressure on Arteaga and Pacias, you want that as a coach. You want that headache on a Friday night picking your team for Saturday.
Castellanos tries to dig it out of there. Lou City will collect calmly, place it on the Rowdies side. So Joey Skinner here, the 11th pick of the 2023 draft. Number 23, good to see him in the lineup. Rather, number 26, check that, 2-6 for Skinner. Here's McPherson. Bassett has the lone goal for Tampa Bay. Nate Worth time. Mustali with the touch. Again, misread Bassett.
That first touch by Mustali. It looks like someone getting their first touch in traffic. Didn't pick out Bassett. But for the Rowdies, I love how they look with these two center forwards though. It really gives them an option coming out of midfield to go directly to forward and have the forward play back to into the midfield. Again, Louisville is such a team that is comfortable without the ball. They don't mind giving up possession. They're so disciplined, and they're always looking to counter press if there's a mistake.
Yeah, Loudoun United outpossessed them earlier this week, but Coach Danny Cruz said, you know, that's the sign to me of a confident group, one that is comfortable without the ball. That, yeah, we definitely are. Bassett trying to catch up there to Davila. He'll get whistled as he has a word with the official.
I tell you what, this Louisville team, they're on a 5-game unbeaten streak. And if they can continue this, I mean, they've done it in 2015, 2017, 2018, 2022. They did it on 4 separate occasions. In 2022, they went on a 10-game unbeaten streak. If they come out of Al Lang, this will be 6 games on the trot unbeaten. And again, just setting the benchmark in the USL Championship.
So Amadou Dia on that far side. We'll throw it in here for Lou City. A little over 5 minutes left here in regulation time. Time is running out on the Rowdies. They led 1 point in this game, 1-0. But Louisville followed up with 2 of their own. And right now trying to close it out.
And both of them from crosses drill.
Looks like your player going to be sent off here temporarily. Jansen Wilson coming off the pitch.
And Jansen Wilson is usually the person, the set piece specialist for this team. And his substitute, we're not sure who they are. There he is.
This is Carlos Mogul here.
Yeah. And he comes right on to take the set piece. Ooh. Castellanos did not know where the ball was. And McFadden almost creeped in.
So now Mustali and the Rowdies trying to get some numbers forward here. This is where you want it, at the feet of Leo Fernandez. One of the best in the history of this league. McPherson putting it wide, Youngberry. Dia got to it first.
Great anticipation by Dia. Not allowing the Rowdies to settle and come down on his end. Anticipated the pass. Got piece of it. Now the Rowdies have to recycle.
Little floater. Mustali. Try to utilize that size. Good idea that time. Keep in mind the Rowdies have won 4 straight here in this stadium against Louisville City. That run right now is in big time jeopardy. Skinner. This is Gleadle. Ball high up into the stands.
McFadden, who was brought down by Lasso in midfield. And Lasso is going to get that card. But McFadden, who was playing left back, is so adept in patrolling the pitch. I tell you what, with the hair, he looks like the old-fashioned soccer players of the past. Also look like a rock star. Maybe a little Van Halen, or would you say you're a Van Halen or a Def Leppard kind of guy?
Oh, that's a tough call right there.
It is, man. That's two of
really
my
hard.
favorites there. Yeah.
Another Colony Grove corner kick. So this one will be blown dead. Taylor Davila let it go. Skinner having a few words with the official. Here it comes from Lou City. This is Mogul. Davila sharing it with him. Davila splitting and attacking. Nearly got away with that. Rowdies will have it here, but they have really got to hurry things up. So McPherson.
But it's one thing to hurry it up, but just to loft the ball and give up possession is tough, though.
Here's Fernandez. Leo Fernandez. Ball's going to be sent out. Rowdies will have it on the throw-in. Did not have a second of extra time in that first half. Certainly not going to have much here after the second, if any.
The game has been played at a fantastic pace, and Adams miskicking. And this allows Lasso and company to now get into the penalty spot and give the Rowdies at least a look. And McPherson, who's been given the responsibility in taking corner kicks, will take this one.
Damian Lasso on guard. This could be the Rowdies' final chance of the night. Cammy McPherson now will put this one in position. Lasso gets a piece of it, but no damage done.
It was delivered so far from the goal, Drew, it would have needed another touch to get in. Not really giving Lasso and company a fair chance to score.
4 minutes of extra time. 4 minutes.
Eternity.
It certainly is. Rowdies will recover it here. Castellanos and Tampa Bay will build from the back in extra time now. Rowdies considered the obvious underdog coming into tonight. Just one victory on the season, still trying to find themselves. This would go a huge way as Lasso goes down looking for a call. Doesn't get it. Lou City trying to come right back. That's not good news there. Ray Serrano. And then they make the call right there. That is going to infuriate some Rowdies. Youngaberry's got to be careful. He's going to be sent off.
Excellent defending by Louisville. Yes, their hands were in the back, but it wasn't too serious. Never going to get a call for that. And Ray Serrano always had his step on Youngaberry, and that was definitely a foul. And Youngaberry should have no complaints.
So a free kick here for the visitors. Lou City down the stretch, certainly a bit more composed than the Rowdies. So Youngaberry here to throw it in. And again, not a second to lose for Tampa Bay. McPherson and Castellanos.
Sean Tush, such a general at the back. Timed his header perfectly. Now they go to the corner flag. Gliedel is not going to be in any hurry. It's up to McPherson and company to dispossess him, and Gliedel loses the ball.
Gliedel gets it back, though. And now a whistle. The Rowdies with a whistle. Everybody is kind of wondering right now. Is Otto Quinn asking for the ball to be spot right back down?
The ball was rolling, so technically, yes, he couldn't take the free kick.
So this is Nate Worth. Pacius. Lasso again. Tampa Bay trying to get a foot on it. In the box, looking for a call, won't get it. Damian Lass falling on it just in time.
Well, the Louisville centre-backs had a hard time when they had a high line and the ball was played into space, racing against Pacius and company. Now that they're up a goal and they're sitting back, once you play the ball into that traffic, it's right into their strengths. They are so good in competing with air balls, in competing with physicality on top of the box.
More hands that time, this time called. Rowdies take over possession once more. Castellanos, this could be the final chance right here. Lasso gets a piece of it. A chance for the Rowdies here late. Joey Skinner had the cross on, and that is going to do it. So Louisville City comes in here and wins for the first time since 2018. Took everything, but they get it done. A 2-1 final. Steve Coleman and Danny Cruz agreed at midfield. A game that was in the Rowdies' grasp. It just simply got away late.
I think in the big picture, the Rowdies took huge strides tonight in getting the touch on the ball. They pressured Louisville with two strikers playing the ball into space. This man, Pacius, was a constant thorn in the side. In the last third of the field, they were more decisive in midfield and the last third. However, defensively, two crosses came in. Centre-backs, right back, left back were all out of place, never took care of the cross, and they paid the price, not once, but twice.
So 2-1 final. Pacific Nyongabiri wonders what could have been. Still a quality match on both sides. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. The Rowdies come up on the short end. What a job by Louisville City here tonight.
Need a reason to smile? We've got 4. Weeknights from 5, it's a block of non-stop laugh-out-loud comedy. At 5, kick back with the Connors. At 6, the laughs keep rolling with American Housewife. At 7, the jokes get even bigger with 1 hour of Friends. And at 8, it's comedy gold with Flipside. 4 hours, all comedy, all laughs. The Comedy Block. Weeknights from 5 to 9 p.m. only on Tampa Bay 44.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better with our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
So what makes the original Hooters so special? Everybody wants to know our secret recipe. The answer is simple. We care about our people, the food we serve, our guests, and the community around us. And this has been true since day one. We created a unique experience like no other. What you see is years of hard work. This is our family, and we're here because we care. To us, originality isn't just one thing, it's everything. Hooters, always original.
Well, this game is in the books, and Louisville City has taken a win home. 2-1 the final score. They get 3 on the road in Tampa Bay. Rowdies led this game. They got on the board first, but simply could not hold the purple and the constant attack by Lou City. Arteaga going down early. Had a pretty solid chance here. Tried to kick through the wall, but Lou City up to the task. Solid job by Damian Lass. all night. Now, Lou City on the front foot. Arteaga takes one away. 1v1, can't put it in.
Yeah, lack of decisiveness, confidence, goes for the dink, doesn't pay off, right in front of the home crowd, and Arteaga's woes continues.
Second half, Tampa Bay finally gets it done. Ali Bassett, shot from distance, off the deflection, finds a spot in the back of the net. Damian Loss just lost that time, and the Rowdies are on the board.
Yeah, no chance for Loss, nothing he could do about that. It just looped right into that awkward position. But good things happen when you shoot, and Bassett made the most of it.
Lou City does not panic. Watch this shot right through the wickets of Forrest Lasso as Taylor Davila delivers, and that changed the mood immediately.
Yeah, Lasso and company kept backing up, and they never really took care of it. And his shot was so decisive. Then the cross goes to the last post, headed back in the danger area. All the centre-backs left wanting, and a little nod in for Nigel.
So give Lou City credit, Sam Gleadle and company. Gleadle gets his second goal in a week. He is playing tremendous soccer right now, and that was the game winner as Lou City gets the victory. Look at the shots, just about even. Possession, same thing there again. Lou City very confident. We told you about even when they don't have the ball, yellow cards. It was a fairly physical game, but I think overall a clean one.
16-15 in shots. This game lived up to the hype. Like you said, Louisville, confident whether they're down, whether it's tied, whether they're up. They have that mentality. And then the Rowdies, again, a little bit of uncertainty, but I thought that uncertainty was getting better throughout the match. The touches seem to be more crisp. The passes seem to be more clear and more deliberate. I think it's a work in progress for this Rowdies team and Coach Coleman. As for Louisville, that's 6 games unbeaten, and they keep rolling.
Well, the Rowdies' hole gets deeper after tonight. And next week, Miami FC comes in here. Miami's playing some pretty good soccer. That is not going to be a gimme here at home as the Rowdies' long, everlasting homestand continues.
Yeah, well, the only win for the Rowdies was in Miami, so maybe they're thinking, well, let's get Miami every single game, and we could get a win. So we'll see what happens in Al Lang in 7 days.
2-1 the final score. Louisville City takes down the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Well played on both sides, but there's a little bit too much experience and talent on the visiting side here tonight. Hope you enjoyed it on the Galazzo Network and also on Tampa Bay's 44. For Ryan Davis and our phenomenal television crew here at Al Lang Stadium, I'm Drew Felios saying have a terrific weekend and a great Easter weekend. Louisville City wins here in downtown St. Pete.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.